host Maponga J live one more time here on your favorite show, Sankofa, wherever you are. You could be in Brazzaville, you could be in Congo, you could be on the southern part of Dar es Salaam, up there in Kenya, Nairobi, you could be in Darfur, or up in Nigeria, in Lagos and Abuja, Botswana, wherever you're on the face of Africa. We are so excited that you've given us permission to spend some time with you in the privacy of your own homes, on your phones. You could be traveling, you could be sitting on your iPad, somewhere just winding down. Yeah, we are back again. Your host is Maponga J. The program is Sankofa, looking backwards at the future. And today we thought maybe we've been doing with heavy content here, you know, heavy stuff discussing issues, genocide, killings, culture, extinction of African families and everything else. But for tonight, I was actually given a free night, so where I was free to do something that is more relaxed and much more happier. And I thought, let me look for a beautiful young couple. These are my kids. These are my kids. Like literally, in 1997, how old were you?
I was in school.
How old were you then?
I'd have to count.
And you, how old were you then?
Very young.
2003 when I found you then.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It was before you had that accident there. You're still handsome. So I still have a picture of him before he had this scar on his face.
And you have his nicknames.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you're going to mention them here.
This is Mr and Mrs Mnotoza. And your name in full?
Masha Mnotoza.
Masha Mnotoza. And Untate?
Andy.
Utando Andy. I've failed to change his name from Andy.
Yeah.
And even Ufufu, for example, one of our friends called Ephraim Sokoto. And every time I see him, I say, hey, Fufu. Say, hey, I'm not Ephraim, you know, with this small little attitude, you know. You know, I'm Ephraim, Fufu is Fufu until then. But nice and wonderful to have you. Today we're discussing the beauty of the marriages, and we're looking at young couples in the 21st century. And I think we want to celebrate that this kind of a life, that it is possible. Whereas young men, boys and girls, young men from colleges and etc. are just living anyhow. You send your child to school, for example, you don't know that she's a wife to someone in the dormitories there. Your boy, by the time he comes back home, at college, because every night there is someone's daughter is in his bed and etc. 4 years later, he's a serial polygamist, this man. But when we see young people like yourselves facing the bull by the horns and say, we will make this work, that is exciting to the highest order. And I'm so happy. And this show is about me. It's not about you guys. It's about me, how happy I am and proud I am to have you guys have made it this far. So let's get started. Yeah, how did this all start?
It actually started at Bonga Music.
Bonga Music?
Yes.
Up in downtown Bramfontein?
Yes.
Up in that building there?
Yes.
Bongani Msimamo Studios?
Yes.
So me, I'm busy recording music in the other side. You are busy, guys are busy twisting eyes and checking who is who, yeah?
I had to be the graphic designer, so I was the graphic designer, so every time, obviously when you give me content or a brief, you bring pictures that come with it. So when you see the pictures and you keep scrolling, and then you scroll and then you keep going back to the one that keeps on attracting you, say, I think this picture would be best for
and even when you're branding the cover,
more branding cover,
that face must always come out.
The face just keeps on, and then you zoom in, and then you zoom out, and then you pass.
See, now give him a reason not to trust graphic designers. He's looking, but he's looking graphically, you know.
Yeah, no. So it was just that, and then when after a while, then you start telling people, who's this? Share does she have someone in her life? And but no, I don't think so. I think you're single. I'm like, good shot.
Single, like single.
Like single. That's like, is it? Can I? And then with those doubts, and then you kind of stop and you're like, ish, these people are here to record. Let me not mess it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm
not professional.
Yes, let me not mess it up.
So professionally, what do you do?
Graphic and web design.
Graphic and web design.
But mostly now it has grew into e-branding.
Branding.
Branding, yes.
Okay.
So it's basically branding buildings, branding. You can come to me and say, I'm an artist or I am a businessman. Brand me.
Or
So you
you've
do
opened a
billboards,
shop.
Corporate identity
you do
billboards.
buildings,
Yes.
basic branding for organizations.
Yes, from beginning to the finished product. From a concept until the
delivery.
finished product. Yes.
Wow. And madam, what do you do?
A couple of things.
Okay.
Yes.
And above all, keeping him handsome, of course.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the props,
Yeah.
A couple, these days we're in the generation of the slashes, slash mom, slash what,
hashtag.
Yeah. So I'm a trainer. That's my 9 to 5. But I'm
Trainer
also,
like what?
I do systems training. So I work for an IT company that trains practices or medical practitioners like doctors on how to use our system so that they can submit their medical claims to the different schemes. So I do the training, the not just the training, but the videos and the training guides and all of that. But of course, we also always have other things. So I'm a vlogger. I have a YouTube channel, which is called the Unlimited Soul Tribe.
Unlimited. That's your YouTube channel?
Yes, yeah.
Unlimited
Soul Tribe.
Soul Tribe.
Yes.
Please, guys, put a tagline there at the bottom of the screen there, Unlimited Soul Tribe. And you're doing Mnoto
Media.
Media.
Yes.
It's beautiful, beautiful. So
Yeah.
both of you are
Wealth
wealth media. Mnoto, Mnoto is wealth, yeah.
Yeah.
Itala, eh?
Yeah. I chose well.
My Zulu. She says she chose. We did well. Who chose the other, You chose.
I did the choosing.
But I have to say yes, so I also get to do the choosing.
Actually, you did the
So
final
yes,
choosing.
Yes.
He was selecting, and you chose.
Yes.
I chose for her.
You chose for her.
Because I approached
You
and
approached.
they choose me.
Yeah, okay.
But I had options, and I
Okay.
chose him out of the
You
options.
see,
So yeah.
Okay.
Game down. Maybe this is a time when I should tell you that you never get into these arguments with women, and you never win. You never win.
Yeah, I know.
So you run your company and you run your training. And any synergies where we guys meet sometimes and work together, do some things together?
Definitely. He does my branding for my YouTube channel, and also the videos themselves, the photography. Yes, and also because I also did a bit of music. I mean, that's where we started. That's where we met. So I still do the.
You still sing, by the
I still sing, yes.
Yes,
but I haven't been doing it independently or as an artist, like individually. I just work with like different projects and groups. But yeah, so he does most of the stuff where I'm just on my own.
Yeah, because I bumped on one of your projects when I was passing by Temba Mkize there, when you're doing the Shallow Vine video, Nabo Guran downtown, Long live what? Yes.
Yes, afuna ukwenza lutho. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. It was such a long time ago.
No, well, beautiful, yes. And, but I want to just maybe dig a little bit deeper. What keeps you guys together? What do you do? How have you managed? How many years now married?
14.
Last week we're 14 years.
It was an anniversary.
Yes.
Last week, 24th. Heritage. It was a heritage.
Not getting a heritage.
Yes.
Heritage land. You
Yes.
run it on the heritage.
Yes.
14 years later, this couple has been together.
Yeah.
What has kept those 14 years together?
I think before I used to say, it's communication, it's this and that, but I think it has always been a gift or a certain grace that has come with it. But of course, there's always work that goes into it. For us, from the time we started dating, I think we just started off on a different note. From the time we started, we were very open in terms of communication. We even had our own motto, so it was like a motto slogan, where we called ourselves MAD, as in we are the couple that's going to make a difference.
Okay. So you created your own brand, sort of.
And for us, it was always about, we always knew that, with just our union, there has to be, it's not just for us, but it should inspire other
others,
people, But I'd say the biggest thing is the friendship.
The friendship, I can also say, starting, the first thing we did, I sent the HIV test.
Okay. So you started off with an HIV test.
Yes.
Now, so that's honest at least.
Yes.
So you wanted to start on a good platform.
Yes.
So, are you listening out there? You don't just jump into these pots without asking. You first things first.
Yeah.
Let's do an HIV test.
Yes.
So that needed honesty on both sides.
Yes. And we did our own pre-counseling.
Pre-counseling somehow.
Yeah, before we actually did the pre-counseling.
The pre-counseling,
we had our own.
Said, hey, if one of us is positive, what do we do?
You had that conversation?
We had it before.
Prior to even getting married?
To go in there, yes.
Before even dating.
Hi.
Yeah.
I like this girl, I like this girl.
Yeah.
You go out for dinner, you go for lunch, and boom. I like you.
Yeah.
I think I love you.
I think I love you.
But my love, I think we need to test.
Yes.
Before we start tampering with anything else.
See, I've never done this thing before. I didn't know me. Hey, I've never.
But we need to do it.
But we need to do it, and if say born positive, what do we do? Are we continuing with this, or
we cut off the
we
tie?
cut it off and just remain friends, support each other, because now we will know which one of us has.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
That was
deep.
the first thing.
That's deep.
Sangena. We will figure the first question. Okay, are you going in together or started together? We are here together.
We're here together.
We need to do pre-counseling. And they wanted to interview. Okay, you can. We'll let you do the
So
part you are ready.
the second session was actually after you
them
guys
now.
had actually gone. You were ready.
Yes, we were ready. We went in starting. Sure. Asians.
Bing.
Yeah. Bakuluma. Said, oh, okay. Sivuma nje. Okay. As-test ke phela. Sa-testa. After the test, he comes back. He wants to counsel again.
Before he gives you the results.
Give you the result, and he is asking, can I give one person at a time? I'm like, no, one person at a time.
One together.
Let's do this. Don't
delay us.
delay. We just want to know.
Get it done.
The thing is, we already prepared. It's been a journey from the beginning. Before calendar, because we can see there's a connection in a corner. But with that connection, let's do this right.
Wow.
No compromise on that.
And I think it has always been about us constantly wanting to be transparent.
Yeah.
That, or maybe a bit of being vulnerable with each other. And that element of friendship where you can talk about things openly and not
Outside
feel that...
of the normal.
Yes, of what couples
trying to
do.
be, many relationships get messed up because people always try to be politically correct.
True.
You want to say what is acceptable. And then in the midst of that, there's a gap of lies that runs in the corridors of correctness. You sound right, but you're not right.
Because there's no authenticity. You're not genuine. You're not truly getting to know the other person if you're going to fit into the form of being the girlfriend, and being the boyfriend, So I think we had always broken those barriers. I mean, one of the things that they used to make fun of us before when we started was, my pet name for him was Ndota.
Yeah.
It was like, Ndota,
And then I'm going, hey, Ndota, Asambi, say, people are like,
Ndota is like boy.
Yes, yeah.
And then
like
people
dude,
especially
sugar, and then
yes, because for us it was the friendship more than anything else, and that was for me.
And how old were you by then?
23.
23. Yes. Because we were 23.
But you're the same age. You say I like that part there. But you share almost like a sibling.
Yes,
all right. So you are
beginning of the year.
Even if she could sleep for 6 months, she won't catch up.
Exactly.
When we come back after the break, let's just see how this family is growing and coming together and building this beautiful new home. Don't go away. We'll be back after the break with Mr Mnotoza and Mrs.
Hello. The fourth industrial technology era has forcefully changed how every profession has been working for its clients. The world has become smaller than what we used to think. Imagine the ease of talking to a person who is in Australia, China, or Germany while you are in South Africa, as if you're just next door. The ease that globalization and the fourth industrial technology have brought to humanity entail doing business anywhere in the world as long as you have the purpose and the means. It is our expertise as MB Chabangu Incorporated to advise clients immigrating to South Africa on various permits and on opportunities for travelers who intend to sojourn in South Africa for a longer period of time.
Ayé náà ti kéré ju èyí tí a rò lọ nítorí náà ìmọ̀ wa ní ìsìlọ̀ àti òfin àgbáyé ṣe wá ní ọ́fíìsì àkókò lórí àwọn ìṣòwò ilé àti ìgbaniláyé láti gba ìwé ìrìnnà fún iṣẹ́ òkòwò.
Ho MB Chabangu Incorporated re ba eletsi dinotari le basebedisi le di-office tša rena kua Pretoria, Johannesburg le Bloemfontein. MB Chabangu Incorporated e humanega ga bonolo go bareki ba rena. Go humana tlhagiso leseding ka botlalo re kgopela le re leletše mogala go 012 341 4187 goba le re ngwalele lengwalo tsebile go admin@chabangu.co.za. MB Chabangu Incorporated mo mathata a humanago tharollo.
Families remain some of the most central institutions that any country and any community can have. And there's no way any country can build itself when it is not building its homes. And for those homes to be standing, you need the individuals inside those homes to be standing. So firstly, we start with building the individual, then the individual who is holistic can build a family. And when a family is well built, the community can stand. When communities are in good welfare, wow, we can actually have a country that is running together. So I've always come up with this concept of put your circles around your triangles, because the triangle of the human being, which is the mental part, the physical part, and the spiritual part, then you protect that in your own private space. But when you come to a home, it's a father, a mother, and a child. Then the community must put its circle around those. And then by the time you come to the community, the government must put its hands around the triangle, because the triangle in the African culture remains one of the most solid structures that we have, as old as the pyramids are. So here we are. How many children later?
3.
Names?
Lisiko, Monashe, Andile.
Lisiko, Monashe. Monashe sounds Zimbabwean, yeah?
Shona.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shona. You named him in my tribe now. Yes. Monashe, the Lord is with you.
Yes.
Wow. 3 kids later.
Yes.
And how are you doing?
I think our relationship somehow made it easy for us to handle them. About their kids and the conversations among them. And then we feel strange. You can't comment because you can't relate to some of the problems that they have with their kids of not listening or not doing this or not doing that. Gina, the only problem is that's it.
Okay.
Other than that, we've never experienced.
You've brought up beautiful children, obedient children. Share some recipes with young couples out there as to how they can also make their marriages work. I know you've already given us 1 or 2 friendships. You've mentioned transparency. Share some tips. Let's get. There's some people watching out there who are struggling. I mean, imagine you are still dating. You're already dealing with HIV. You're already dealing with syphilis. You're already dealing with thrushes and other sicknesses. You're already dealing with infidelity. You're dealing and a whole barrage of issues before the marriage even starts. You almost need marriage counseling. When you must be dealing with premarital cancer. yabuya kimi intwana lapha ubona ukuthi ngempela sibefuna i-marriage counseling ngoba they are already discussing things that are
yeah.
But so for you, share some tips.
I think you've actually mentioned something which is one, premarital counseling, but it's not just premarital counseling, but it's also ongoing, because sometimes you can do the right thing but you're not aware, and when you know that you're doing the right thing, you can maximize on it, and then you're able to also share that to other people, and then also when you have an area of weakness, then that's where you can actually learn from, whether it's picking up a book together or going to marriage seminars, and just having conversations. Yes, doing something together towards, one of the things that Miles Monroe said years ago was, if you want to be a doctor, you go to med school. If you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school. But the one thing which lasts longer than your career, which is your marriage, we don't invest in it. We don't pick up a book. We think it's just going to happen automatically, and that's not necessarily the case. So you work on, you invest in the actual relationship, but also in yourself. I'm very big on self-development. One of my passions is emotional intelligence, because I don't believe that you can bring a whole new person
into your space,
fully grown into your space, and you have not figured yourself out. That's what I used to joke about. I used to say, babysit.
I'm not babysitting.
I'm here to build with someone, and if I am not whole and I'm not complete and I'm not consciously improving myself and constantly trying to develop myself, and have someone who also has the same understanding, or who's also passionate about self-development and constantly improving, then we're not going to get anywhere, because we constantly need to be moving and growing together. The 23-year-olds that got married are not the same people now that are running this marriage, that are in this marriage, because we've grown. So for me, that's the biggest thing, is how are you investing in it and in yourself? But
I'm still shocked. I'm trying to look at you and say, you guys are you have already been on this for more than 40. It's like my mind keeps on blacking out. I'm thinking.
The calculation.
I'm thinking I might as well just start advertising a youth camp and say, there's a youth camp, let's go, let me take you back to the camps, Wow. Working together, reading together, investing in the marriage together, and building each other. And Dr. Mnotoza.
Yeah, because like she has said, Uti, the reading together. I'm a creative. Reading. And then you like, I'll come back to it. I didn't do well.
Yeah.
She read. But manje, me seeing her reading and the conversation I can't challenge, because I don't really know.
Yes,
I can't.
So now, when she's no longer there, you go into Khomo also and says, what is she reading that is giving her the competitive advantage?
Exactly, because certain things you want to comment, but you can't, because you're
in the dark.
Yeah, one wants to draw graphics, and then you work with pictures and videos.
So you're the kind of guy, when you're buying a book, you're flipping to find where the picture is.
Pictures are.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I've summarized. I think I know what they are writing.
Basically. But seeing that, I was like, you know what, I need to change my ways. Let me start reading. I am but let me see. Let me try this.
On surprise.
And surprise.
We're not talking about the quadrant of emotional intelligence, the EQ and IQ. Now we cannot SQ. Social intelligence,
Yes,
and me at pitch there also.
And I like the fact that she didn't force me to do it. She kept on encouraging. Would not try something. In my letters are cool. So don't worry. It's a very short book.
So your reading was in kindergarten.
It has to be big, because so that I finish the book fast.
You want to finish fast. So the letters must be big and must be lots of pictures inside.
With small letters. Next week,
single spacing.
I'm done with this book. I need another one. I'm like, When
I got the picture in the big book,
did you know that this is I feel intelligent of the chappies.
Yeah.
So
you used to read the chappies paper. That's where you're getting your facts from.
I'm back to my drawing stuff.
Okay. So I see some integration. Now that he is now beginning to learn a little bit of reading and he's into graphics.
Yeah.
And have you also picked up some interest in what he's doing vis-a-vis him picking an interest in what you are doing? Because I'm hearing you saying, I started. I want to also hear, so you can now also maybe just do some editing and some.
Yes, actually, because now he's, with the number of clients that have been coming in, the workload, he used to help edit my YouTube videos, but now I've actually learned from him. He sometimes will tell me, use this software. He just shows me here and then, and that's actually how I learned.
You can always click a finger,
and that's actually how I ended up even doing it at work, because I had a good teacher.
Oh, okay.
I'm a manual creator about Dr. Bafunda.
It's rare, but it's nice when a woman gives you a credit. Don't take it for granted. She says, "I have a good teacher."
Yes.
Let me drink. Let me drink to that. Let me drink to that. Yeah.
Yes. We salute.
Wow, that's a beautiful piece of work. Another bone of contention when it comes to marriage. So we've gone through the children, we've gone through the profession. You're a graphic designer, you are into training. We've gone through past the children a little bit without being too much on parenting and etc. Bit of career, sharing here and there. Bone of contention in some of the homes. I'll pick up two more. Bone of contention: mothers-in-laws and fathers-in-laws, extended families, friends, and etc. in your relationship. How have you been coping with some of those issues?
We never really coped. We actually worked on it. I think there's a big difference between trying to bear something than to actually try to be fully invested in it. So for me, the mindset that I had, and this is how I think it being papa. I was young, so I didn't.
Papa in Zulu is flying.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it literally. But Papa is someone who is all over the show, excited.
So for me, I think it took a while to actually understand that I'm actually married.
You're actually fortunate that you were born then. If she was in these days, we would have called her a slay queen. Yeah.
Yes.
If it was now,
So I remember one of the statements that I made a bold statement because I was just and this was to my mom-in-law, and I remember our auntie they were there as well. And so it was just a few years we just got married, and I was like, I have an announcement to make. After 5 years of marriage, can everybody just stop calling me umakoti? My contract of being umakoti will expire, and then I'll be I'll be like the child.
You were telling women.
Yes, I said that to everyone.
In other words, she was declaring to the mothers that the contract of being a daughter-in-law expires in 5 years, and after 5 years, I am now a child
of this.
So you were prepared to have that title change and transformed to become one of them. Wow! And the aunties should have gone.
Well, it was in a form of a joke, but I meant it.
And it arrived.
Yes.
It did.
Something.
But I think I was blessed to have a family where I could openly say those things without any, contention or anything of that sort. But I can't say that it was smooth sailing at first. My mom-in-law is one of the she's a queen. I love her heart.
And she carries herself like that.
She welcomed me in. My sister. I even struggle to say mom-in-law and sister-in-law because it's my mom, and my sister. It was just like an explosion at first. But then, when after the excitement
it's gone. Now
fades,
the character,
then the characters come
attitudes.
Out. Yes, and that's when the friction started.
Yes. But those are things to be working with.
Yes, and at some point it was quite tense. But I think because there was always that seed that was planted that I'm here for the long run, and so whatever needs to be
it was
worked
not a one-night stand.
Yes, and I'm not here just for him, I'm here. I'm part of this family, you know, whether you like it or not. And I think that attitude constantly, came even from my side and from their side. So we had to fully invest. We had to work on the relationships and workshop the relationships. And we had to be transparent, be open. And I think because most of the times what we fail to understand, us coming into another family, homes, is that they've already got, it's a whole ecosystem.
There's a network.
There's a flow. And you coming in from another one where you are used to a different type of
and you bring a disruption.
Yes, you know, like and whatever energies that you're coming with, they are bound to disrupt that flow. And when you understand that and you have that discernment to be able to tread softly and understand that because you're here to build, you cannot build overnight, so you cannot be forceful. I think it's important to just sort of flow and pick up where and how people are and how the dynamics are, because that's how you will start to help build this family and get them to be better, because you're coming with your own.
You're bringing value.
Yes, and what value are you adding? But it's important that you actually get to see and what you can add when you bring of yourself.
And when I'm not those, mother-in-law.
I had it easy.
My mother-in-law. Miss Klangano, making phone Lanjal. My favorite. How are you? It's my favorite. We call each other my favorite.
Favorite. So you graduated from daughter. Now you're favorite.
Long business daughter. Oh, mama, favorite.
Okay.
It's been favorite from day one. I can't any issue of.
No issues at all.
None whatsoever.
So it's possible in the 21st century to actually build a home.
100% possible.
When you come back after the break, we'll be picking up a little bit on their religious experiences and other expressions and how they're actually building up this family. And I just hope today we'll put some positive energies. If you have a girlfriend out there, you have a boyfriend out there, and things are a bit tough and everything, maybe it's not always about solving difficult issues. Some things, when they're good, they're good. And just work on the good side, build yourself a home. Back after the break.
Tech Talk brought to you by Thamani Technologies and Systems. Thamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Thamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Make massive moves.
So from the theatre stage to the kitchen.
I'm anxiously awaiting to see Sanaya.
What else is this if not love?
Make massive moves with Starsat.
Welcome back one more time, and it is always beautiful. Maybe, and the other day actually I found a couple that was telling me they have a problem because the previous husband, it was like a break between previous husband and previous wife, and the wife or whatever of the other one was always phoning the new wife now, harassing over the other. And in the session they asking me, from someone, how do you deal with this? And I had a bolt of lightning right there. I said, actually, she's right when she's harassing you. He says, why? I said, because it was meant to last.
Yeah.
There is that glue that puts people together. And when you part with someone and then you discover that they don't even care, they don't even, no phone call, no nothing, nothing, like you never existed, then maybe there was nothing from the onset.
Then
but if there is that small little pinch, and to me that is the glue that tells you that actually the thing of marriages was meant to work. Finances give people lots of problems in their marriages. And how we've been able to, we have gone through Corona now, we've gone through recessions, we've gone through it, and I don't want to believe that you have had a bed of roses. So honestly speaking, your finances on one side, your mother's-in-law corner is sorted out, your relationship is one corner is sorted out. Here is the monster standing outside with some certain times you look into the account and you say, hey, let's buy some sour milk. I don't think you can afford a drumstick for this week. You know, but I want to believe every couple. Let's not lie. Every couple. We go through how we've been coping on a financial basis. Maybe how do you do your finances? That's what I'm trying to ask. You get a check signed at work, you've done a graphics, boom, there's a check for you, you come from work, boom. Which accounts do we put these monies and how are we surviving in terms of running this home?
Okay, do you want to take that?
Yes, I think we must take it.
I can. Okay, in terms of finances, that's one other thing that we're open now from the beginning, because I got a job first, and our plan was the first salary, I'm gonna clear your debt, I'm gonna clear mine. So that's the right. And then
those are small debts, you know.
We
can clear them with one salary. Some couples,
you thought they were big.
Sometimes you need 15 months to 6 years salaries to be paying out debts, you know.
We were 23, so I mean, it wasn't
so
much
the cost about 200 and quite gas. You know, another 500 miladies and stuff like that.
We said no, let's clear. But hey, we're gonna clear these things. We started.
You wiped all the debts out.
And then some motion with calling my account, because you get all these calls when they see, hey, this person got you credit.
Oh no, they just tell you have 5,000 rand.
Yeah.
And they actually think that you have 5,000 rand.
I'm about to live it up.
You know? No, it's not yours. It's not yours. You have minus 6,000. Not even that 5 that they give you, have minus 6. So you end up taking those accounts.
You cleared the debts, and when you were together, you accumulated them.
And then we accumulate credit card,
swipe
store accounts. We are
swiping ninjas. You know,
getting paper big.
Yes.
When they wanted their money. It all changed. You're like,
the sunsetting letters with windows. You know those letters that have a window there.
Now you avoid your phone. Now we said, you know what, no more. We closed anything that's called an account.
So you cleared all your debts?
For years, we have never had a account. Store account.
You don't buy on
We don't
debt.
buy on credit, no. Everything we save, we buy cash.
Okay.
Immortal cash.
Okay.
Easy.
You'd rather drive.
We'd rather drive
Yeah,
an
it's
old
an old model. It's an old model, but because
it's yours.
because for now we're still trying to build and invest in the company itself. We're living very modest because there's something else that we're building towards.
Wow.
But I think for us when it came to finances, we've always been again transparency. Even when we made those mistakes, because boy, we did. I know. Look, there was a period where we went flat on our faces. Boom, boom, pants.
Flat out.
Flat out. And
I told her 20 rand airtime. You know, like done.
You know, like cars gone. Look, you know, we it was that
clean,
rough. Like clean, you know. And I think even then, one of the things that we would do was would say, you know what, dude, we messed up.
Just fix this.
Okay, sharp. So how are we fixing this?
Okay.
Because life, Bishop, life is tough. You go to work, it's tough. There's road rage. There's so many things out there. There's always so many things that are fighting. You don't want to be fighting with. Let's fight the
one place of comfort.
The one place where you should not be fighting. So for us, it was a thing of we've messed up. We are flat on our faces, and the only thing that we have right now is each other.
Yeah.
So let's.
And you have these people that are looking up to us.
I like that language, yeah. These people.
We brought in this world, we have to...
These are our people.
Yes. We have to be like this to them. It's a smile. I was getting, I think, 5 rand. I need to be 5 rand somewhere like that. I need to try and make this 5 rand feed
stretch.
Yes, stretch so that these ones can be happy. But back to the sweet, you touch 5 rand and come on with the sweet like a tart.
Then 2 rand for the small piece of bread and stuff like that. But I like what I'm hearing. So it's about coming together, working together, and constantly working. Spiritual. Yes.
I was actually want to say that, and trusting each other to say that. Whether it was one person's mistake, because if whatever decisions we make them together. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we flunked together, and so let's face it. There's no time to be saying you did. There's no time for that.
Because I come with an idea. Let's do this.
And the other one buys it.
Then make it yes. Now it's our plan. It's no longer my word. It's my idea.
So it's possible you can actually agree. You can agree on chaos.
Yes. We did.
We convince each other. We should. This is gonna work. What do you think? I think it's gonna work. Let's do this.
Boom into the ditch.
And we're like, yo.
And then we laugh about it.
We
laugh about it like, hey, but it was your idea.
No, now it's my idea.
If blame me to
okay.
We laugh about it and like, okay, let's move on. What can we do to fix this? We messed up.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Spirituality, how have you remained grounded on spiritual issues?
Thank you. Thanks to her. You can speak about spirituality. Just like the reading.
Left here.
I didn't look forward to going to church. When I was at church, I was outside most of the time.
Of course, yeah.
I would be in a hurry for lunch. So that I can see guys and talk to them and stand outside. And that was it. And then it changed. But something in you changes. You're like, I can't have my partner so like this.
And me, I'm there.
Me, I'm always
on the tangent.
Yes, out there. I'm the one. I'm the friend. I'm the.
But
when I get home,
you are not.
I'm supposed to be. I'm planning to spend my life with her. Pick her up on whatever I'm doing, and vice versa. And then the next thing, is spiritual, turning gonzo, like learning, and then mina singing. So I came back.
And it was the same girl you had loved the picture of. So maybe you might have start loving what she loves also.
Yes, you must think of that picture again. With you wanted this.
So go for it. So
let me go all in. Let me not be reserved. Because I can see she's opened up and showed me who she is, and I went in knowing what she loves to do, and her spirituality. I had to understand and work on myself. Like you can't really. I think start with you and work on yourself before you introduce someone. So now before approach, I had to say, okay, I think get my number. I think let me clean up. Let me cut some friendships. I had to chop unnecessary things that made me do things I would regret after, or feel with issues. It was fun, but issues, man. If my wife was here, would I have done that? Because that's another thing we told each other. More out there represent me. Hamba if more yenzile you feel uncomfortable, no, it's wrong.
And it's commitment on both sides.
Yes, more yenzile.
So we have done it. No, but we have done it, and I was there. I was there with
just no guti ukangile. If we are doing now, so it don't do it. Leave it. Don't.
That's powerful.
Represent.
And you, on spirituality?
I
mean, now the man is outside, you are inside, and you feel like there's this tension that is, and he's not picking up what you're picking up. And how were you coping during that moment of?
I actually prayed about it quite a lot for me. And one of the tricks that I started, because you have a tricks I have a tricks was when we'd come back on our drive back from church, for me it would be, so what did you think of what was being taught, what was being said? And also that helped us to even connect.
And he was not there.
He actually started paying attention because he knew there would be a question time on our way home. True. And it actually helped us because it meant that we had our own stand. So it meant that even when we started connecting at such a level that even sometimes we'd hear something and we'd be like, without having have spoken to each other, by the time we connect, we'd say,
I picked that, isn't it?
Yes, I picked it up. So you begin to connect because you've been workshopping this thing. So
because like for example, when there was a time where we had car problems. The car was there, but it was giving us problems. And then we were like, our church is far. Are we gonna go there? Or there's this one I like, it's here, it's close. Let's just go to that one and then when we go there, and then start listening to, and then we listen to the sermon, we do, everything. After church, I suggested the church.
But
there's something.
When you come back after the break, let's hear some goody stories here. But young people actually making something that old people like us are failing to manage. And good examples of marriages in the 21st century. Don't go away. We'll be back right after the break.
Make massive moves.
Bible is human and divine.
It's important for us to remember.
And I'm part of God's story.
God is healing you.
God says what he means, and he means what he says. God is good.
I am very grateful to God. I am healed. Amen.
Make massive moves with Starsight. Make massive moves.
The space race has already started.
Russia had got the first object into space.
The coast is as wild today as it was when Europeans settled the continent.
Enormous beasts with enormous thirst. The teams are primed and ready.
They got the first animal into space, and they got the first person.
Time to see what the boys can do.
Make massive moves with Starsight.
Welcome all again one more time here with Date Ubaba Mnotoza, Nonkosikazi Waka Mnotoza, and they are sharing with us positive stories. And as the tradition is here, we're building a new tradition here on Sankofa, and we have this small little gift that we have for you. I made this myself from my own hands, but before I give you, I must tell you what it represents.
Okay.
Then you take it home. We call it a thinking tool.
Okay.
So that it can actually assist you in solving problems. Okay. It's actually a library of books and emotions. So I'll get started with you. It has 3 sections on it. This represents the past, where you are coming from. This represents the present, where you are right now. This represents the future, where you're going. So now how have you dealt, and how are you dealing, and how will you deal? There are 4 sections that are on that section. And particularly for you, I'll give you maybe 2 or 3 frames. The first frame is that the Americans are here, the Europeans are here, the Chinese are here, and the Africans are here. Who gives you the model of your life? Which culture are you actually using to benchmark your marriage? And each section that you choose comes with a bill. It comes with a bill. If you want to do the American thing, it has its bill. If you want to do the European thing, comes with its bill. You want to do the Chinese thing, you might end up buying fake, and if you want to do the African thing, it also comes with its bill. So how do you do that? But over and above that, for you in particular, since you're in marriage, I'll give you what I call the 3 C's. Okay. 3 C's of dealing with our marriages. You've already mentioned the first one, which is communication. But the first one, how do we communicate? When do we communicate? What do we communicate? And how and who do we communicate? What do we send on WhatsApp? Yes. What do you send on Facebook? What needs face-to-face? What do I say in front of children? What can I say in front of children? What do I say in front of relatives? So all that sort of communication. And since you're a communication specialist, you know the kind of communication that must be out there so that it is visible, it is clear, and does not have a cluttered, mixed message. Well, that's communication. Then again, communication with mothers-in-laws, with relatives, with friends, with what? What do you share with friends about your wife? And what do you share with friends about your husband, for example? So that's the first C that is there. The second C that is here is conflict resolution. Yes. How do you begin to deal with conflict? Whether it is conflict that you created, or we created, or these people created, or them created. But at the end of the day, some people think that bringing people into solving conflict is solving conflict. And you create a dependence syndrome. Because every time there will be a problem, hey, Maponga J. Maponga J. So when people come to me for counseling, I say, hey, not your problems, please. I would rather introduce you to the tools. And get out of here, go and deal with the problem on the other side. Because if you tell me that my husband is not sleeping with me, then what do you want me to do? So I don't want to know his problems. Because already if you're telling me that, what are you saying about the wife? This is a vulnerable wife who is not being looked after. So conflict resolution is very critical. How do you deal with conflict in your own home? So we communicate, we do conflict resolution. And number 3 is career development. How do you develop yourself? And people who are not good with themselves, who have not found value in themselves to develop their own careers and be fulfilled in themselves, they will always try to find value in other people. They will make you their employment. They become your problem. So you want to develop yourself, and so I don't believe in this whole thing of my better half. Then it means that you are incomplete.
I'm half.
You are fully by yourself, fully complete. You are fully complete by yourself. We bring 2 complete things to make 1 complete thing. So that becomes your career development. So this is your communication. The second one becomes conflict resolution,
and then career
development, and the last one is consciousness. Consciousness. Being aware that you want to develop the quality of life than the quantity of days. In other words, when you shake the hand, shake it like the last one. When you kiss like it is the last time. When you say love you kids, some people did that. And that is the last thing that they did. And many times, many people run through life totally unconscious. So you always want to pick up this stick. If you're talking marriage, ding, 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 ding. You're coming up with religions, ding, 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 ding. You're talking about children. How are children being brought up in the past? How are bringing up children in the present? You're talking about finances. Talking about how we're communicating this. How is it developing ourselves? And you actually pick this tool, keep it with you, and we hope that you can actually find it very useful in your home. That is from me to you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Final parting shots on the show. Some good words of counseling and advice to the young people that are out there. Encourage someone. Start with you, madam.
Okay. With what we were talking about just over the break is also, being clear about your expectations. So if you don't define it before you enter into a relationship, people can't read your mind. So if you express love in a certain way, or that's how you perceive love, and that's how you receive love, then that's important that you are able to express that to someone else and not drop hints or expect them to read your mind. So again, it goes back to communication is the biggest thing. Whatever you do in life, again, for me, it also works with emotional development. develop yourself, grow yourself, and then you'll be able to grow and develop others, including your own relationships. So, yes.
I feel very encouraged. And you, sir?
Yeah.
Parting shot?
Basically, it's something similar, but I can add to a communication with ask yourself as a person, if of a relationship or you decide to get married, why do you want to get married?
Oh, there's a movie actually. Why?
But that's that. Ask yourself what you want. Otherwise, if you get married because you think this person will make me feel better, I don't.
You're going to mess up that relationship because you are messed up.
Yes, fix yourself first before you get into it about the marriage. And if you're already in it, ask yourself, Nakon, why am I here? Remind yourself of why it started in the first place, and then work on it. If we want to let go, like the CBG Kalen is no longer there. Hey.
Wise man changes his mind. Wise man changes his mind.
Corner and speak to I'm seeing what we are heading this direction. What do you think? And then you talk about it, you move forward. Otherwise, communications, like I said, communication is key.
Okay. I'll give you the last one. The last one. I'll give you the last one.
And fun.
The first one, when you read your Bibles, for example, and many people might read the Bible in a hurry and they miss the import. When you read Luke chapter 2, verse 52, it will say Jesus grew in body, that's physical growth. In mind, in love with people, and in favor with God. So you deal with physical growth, you deal with mental growth, deal with social growth, and spiritual growth. So actually you want to go back again on a stick and say, for this week, what have we done in terms of developing our physical being? Then let's take some techies, let's go and run. Let's do something which is physical, literally. That's where it must be done in the physical realm. Next round again, what have we done this week to develop our mental growth? Now I think you are the group leader here. You are busy flipping your pictures.
Yes, teacher.
We take some time, we develop our mental capacity. Come on the third one. What have we done socially? In terms of impacting those that are around us, whether it is family and etc. And ultimately, what have we done spiritually to work together? So again, for me, this is a compass. And again, I give you the last one. It becomes actually a compass of life. Then you actually, but I put it linear. But if you take the 2 and 2 and you make them like cross like this, you have 4 directions. So you have 2 on the left. So on the left hand shoulder, bend your shoulder on the left. On the left.
Yes.
That's your mothers-in-law and everybody on your mother's side. Mothers on your father's side.
Okay.
Fathers on your father's side. Fathers on your mother's side. That becomes your anchor.
I see.
In terms of the whole line. So for you to be here today, we have 4 ancestors that have actually come together to make the 2 of you. And that gives you your grounding. So most likely some of the habits and traits you begin to see in each other, and expressions and looks and etc. If you don't understand your lineages and how the 2 of you have come together, you may actually want to study more. Hence, it's always important to know the roots of the tree. If the roots are sweet, most likely the fruits are going to be sweet.
That's true.
Wow.
That's true.
It was nice having you. If we are supporting businesses, these are the kind of young people we support. And we give money to them, give them business, and support what they are doing. They're building a good community, and families and children of the future are safe in these hands. I didn't want to ask them the question if the factory is closed, but that's for another show. Your host, Maponga J. Garambo Garamashamba, Huda Chira Nawana Wanjiva, Garama Himatanda, or Chiwitization of Bubana Mangoli Pedro Tambana, Tambo Paruare, Vanamshambane Gorem Ponangubaya, Tisu and Chirambok Sedam, Tambo Paruare, Vanamba. Pembera na machira machena. Vakashawa mutono kwira munhu. This is also until we meet you again. Don't do what I wouldn't do, but if you decide to do it better.
My tabas.
Yes. To never take picture.